fighter, even with like even just some mid-range gear, you could buy like a silver armor. They might be able to do it if you just carry them to level 50. Who cares at that point? But some of these are spicy, and I am interested.
Really are. Level 1 magic, heal 3 is white mage locked. Temper is level 1, which is actually pretty nice for those for people that brought at thieves. That's pretty nice. You'd also like at fast in the first 4 levels also.
Yeah, I mean, like, long-term for the Black Mages, I would definitely take Temper, Bane, and Lit 2. You want the Sweeper just for now so you can go kill those imps and level up. For, like, everyone else, I'd love to have that heal 3, but it remains to be seen whether or not it's worth a White Mage on its own. Because right now, I can live without heal 3, depending upon what else I find.
Yeah, and one of these things for everybody that's noticed, Cyrus has brought the airship over to Garland. As you see, Spells Up and Elmarkin didn't. The reason why they don't is once you talk to that princess, you actually get teleported back to Canaria Castle, and then you have to make your trek all the way back to your airship. So sometimes it doesn't make a difference, sometimes it does.
It really matters upon whether or not you die to Garland, and then have to deal with the consequence of, oh, I have to walk over there again if I didn't bring my airship back, or this thing or that thing. Meanwhile, King and Princess have the Oxiale and the Tail. Tail at least means they can promote. Now they just have to find the gear worth promoting for.
I mean, the Tail for Spellzep is probably the biggest boon. He has 2 thieves. At level 15, they're going to start learning that black magic, and he'll be able to cast those tempers at level 2. That's great find for him. He just has to get to that point now.
Well, and there's no reason for him not to just go promote as soon as he's over on that side of... Oh, crap. That was AoE right there.
Yeah, Frost is going to kill you because you're at low levels, and he's been getting... Yeah. Oh, and he's got Fire 2 also. So, taking the airship at this point might have been the better call, so you don't have to keep making the journey.
Yeah, those who have managed to get past Garland without seeing that are doing much better.
But when you get a Bane to actually hit right off the start, it helps immensely.
I saw Dark Slow 2 and Fire, plus Ruse, Exit, Fear, and Fog 2. Exit is nice, although I'm not sure that with this, yeah. Ruse is the best for your red mages right now. Exit is great, I guess, but how much digging are we really going to do? You only really need it for Ice Cave, and that's it.
Well, Ice Cave, you don't really need it for Ice Cave because it's not incentive. So we have Earth Cave, Volcano, Sky, and Canaria Lock.
So, really, and if you find Warp is great. Exit is good for Waterfall as well. Either of those will carry you, but there's not really a lot of use for Exit since we're not exactly having to double dip anything.
Yeah, no, that's exactly true. And as you see here, Spellzap is immediately gone to class promotion. He knows his classes need it. He
got what he needed.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And there's no reason for him with a Red Mage and 2 Ninjas not to immediately just upgrade them. Make sure that whatever he finds, whatever he gets, whatever levels he picks up, he can just start, like, trucking through the game stat.
Now, Life 2 was Red Mage learnable, actually Red Wizard learnable in the level 6 slot. In the level 6 magic. So that's a nice thing for most of our runners that ran a Red Mage. With that tail promotion, we can learn Life 2.
Very nice. It's very helpful. It's another reason to promote almost immediately. And while you're flying around on that side of the world, may as well drop off that bottle that you just got from these stages, see what the fairy has for you. Now, worth noting, we have enough locations and people to go do checks at that we have in the pool 1 actual Zonk this time, not counting the Ruby. So there's a possibility you can do all your checks and never actually have to go anywhere because everything will become everything else you need, and you're done.
Yeah, that's exactly true. Ice 3 is a lot cheaper than the cake spell. That's kind of funny.
Cure 4 at level 4, that's nice to see as well.
It is. Unfortunately, Invis 2 is in that second slot in that level 4, so only white wizards can learn that. Ooh, Ruby for 10,000. That's good for at least 20% extra experience. One Fine Day has joined us in the chat. Hello, One Fine Day. Welcome. you're about to experience a chaos rush variant. So instead of shards or anything like that, where you can go, or where you can instantly go into Temple of Fiends, we do have one key location that is a dud, as Darkmoon has pointed out. They still have to take on all the fiends, but it's a short Topher, so...
We saw the crystal over from the prince, so we're kind of doing a reverse item order there for anyone who wants to speedrun reverse item order. This is a seed to do it with.
Sarda had the adamant. I mean, Exit's a great spell early on, and one of the reasons why it's funny is you brought it up because of the ice cave, but it actually saves time when you're trying to leave the Bahamut's lair, when you're trying to leave Sarda, when you're trying to talk to the sages and stuff like that. It's just small time on something like this where you've got to go fast, and every second counts. That can add up.
A chaos rampage, if you will.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well played, sir.
Thank you. So yeah, here in this Chaos Rampage, you're basically going to see everyone going and doing all the key item checks they can. A lot of that is because every key item that they get another 20% bonus experience. So why go and kill things right now when you can kill them 15 minutes from now when you have all your key items and you can gain Muchu Bank for your levels right there. This is going to be a lot of checks and fast action right now, a lot for our tracker Woke to keep up with. And then the second that they're done with that, Woke gets to sit back and put his feet up because all we're going to see is killing. Lots of killing.
It really is, and I think we see pro rings that were about 11,000. Those are nice finds to have. I don't think I've seen a gold bracelet yet. The shop items are actually pretty useful because you don't have to check chests to do them.
Yeah.
And you just buy them and then you're good to go. So
you get something halfway useful, you find that silver armor, the chainmail they did, you find out where silver or gold bracelets are. That's all you really need for most of your gear. I mean, no one's ever going to argue about finding a dragon armor or like the ice or fire swords or anything like that, but end of the day, if you can get through this scene with like just silver armor, you don't even have to check chests and you can be done with it.
Oh, it was pointed out in chat. Perfect. See, you guys are the extra trackers for us.
Always useful.
14k for gold bracelets. And you know what's even, which is also helpful, is Saber is level 3 also, so not only do you have the Tempers that was level 1, but now you have Saber at level 3, so now you have even more of those attack buffs.
And Ruse at level 2. If you get the right sword, this is almost starting to feel like a red mage seed.
If you needed to, definitely could be.
So the key came from a fairy, which you can see Cyranus is almost immediately going to go check over at Canary Castle. Meanwhile, the crystal became the canoe, so we have a lot more options about things we can check right now with that airship without ever having to try and go back and sail around the world.
We do. It looks like Al Markin is making the journey after releasing the ferry.
Oh!
Wow.
Oh, that is a loaded Canaria right there. Mazamoon and Excal in the same set of chests.
Alright, so that helps out Spell Zap a lot more probably than Cyranus. I mean, it helps out Cyranus, but, you know, you're going to be relying upon your casters anyways to carry the black belts.
Yeah.
But for Spell Zap, that's a weapon that's easily accessible, and it's early.
Mm-hmm. Mazamoon's a weapon that can carry you through the game. We also see a silver armor there in the greed chests over at Dwarves. I'd be surprised if no one gets that. That, along with the Mazamoon, is basically a ninja starter set right there for Spellzap. He barely needs anything. Plus, there was a flame shield in that armory with the Corneria, so that's just about everything you need right there. If you can find a ribbon, your ninja is golden.
And so the reason why I said that is exactly as you said, is now Spellzap doesn't have to check as many chests compared to Cyranus. See, that was the one advantage that Cyranus has with the 2 black belts is if those black belts can get going early on, you know, without having a whole lot of, you know, how do I say this? Hard encounters where the mages can get them high enough where, you know, they can attack down enemies. he doesn't have to check any chests.
Yeah.
Spells up. Unfortunately, what's he gonna rely upon? A giant sword? Yeah, that's great and all, but a black belt's gonna outdamage him.
But that Masamune changes it, especially with the thief fixes on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the thief fixes make the thieves really good when it comes to their hit percentage. Their damage may not be as good, but you get enough hits and it doesn't really matter at that point.
Our poor tracker over there, he blinked one time and he missed what happened over in Lefane.
Heck, so did I. I didn't even realize they made it to Lefane. Look at that. There's just so much action going on.
Yeah, that was Al Markin. He made the journey down after releasing the ferry, and I didn't even notice either. I kind of blinked.
We'll see it from Cyranus.
Oh, yeah. Ooh, the
and they
rod.
got there because the adamant became the slab, which you can take to Melman, which you can bring over here. So that quest chain just continues. You can see they haven't dived the dungeon really at all, except for going and fighting Garland and Topher, and they're most of the way through their item collection. That's just how that's going to work.
And it's pointed out by Akamitsuki. It was the crown, as we see Elmarkin taking on the kindly old king, who decided to attack us for some reason.
And that's another check they'll be able to do.
And it's actually a good amount of experience. See, the one thing people don't realize is Astos gives a lot of experience, especially with what's going on. And bottom right, Elmarkin in that Northwest Castle spike tiles finds a ribbon. So that gives us resistance to all the elements.
Mm-hmm.
But now we've also killed Garland, we've killed the pirates, and we've killed Astos. Those are 3 decent experience enemies that we can gain to gain early levels. So now we can make dives into dungeons.
So yeah, part of the reason why we're focusing so much on what Spell is going to do in comparison to the other ones is Spell has a very interesting, very spicy party mix. His 2 ninjas with a red mage and a black mage, on paper, seem much weaker than any of the ones that took a fighter or the black belts or whatever it is that they may do. So his equipment build-out is key to him, and the fact that so many pieces of equipment are falling so quickly along the path of just following these key items, it means that by the time he's ready to go check the dungeons that have key items locked in them, what was it, Earth, Sky, and Volcano, he's going to be good to go, and the checks are just there for Gravy to make sure he can check the other ones. Start at Volcano and work your way around, basically.
The most ideal thing I think that he would really like is to get the chime and the cube, and he's one of the people, along with the crab cakes and some others, is if you can go to Mirage and the floating castle, he will go there as quickly as possible early.
Heck yeah. Well, especially with experience like this.
Exactly. So not only can he just travel along and do it, but there's also a war mech that's in here that is patrolling. So now you get his experience that you can
massively overlevel.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can voluntarily take because he's patrolling. It's only one fight, but you set the time when you want to take him on.
Yeah. Well, and think about it this way, too. There's going to be a few extra checks that they can make that are pretty easy to do in Sky. They don't have to check all of it, because checking all of Sky is a pain. But just the... that changes that math right there.
Oh, wow. Shadow Wisher, with the early waterfall play...
Yes.
Talk to the robot.
Grind.
Yeah, talk to the robot, get hopefully a key item from the robot, and just take that 3-eye grind as much as you can right now and enjoy it.
So everyone, feel free to get out your mid-90s alternative facts out, because we've got our 3rd-eye grind going on. Semi-Charmed Kind of Life, I believe, was their major hit. They're quite popular.
That was actually big. She found the Bane sword, and I think it's actually good because I don't think she has a weapon to go with that for any of her. She left it.
No, Shadow.
She didn't want to waste time. I mean, she is level 17. I think it's okay, but I would have taken at least a couple more fights.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna pick up enough levels. Okay, but here's the thing. If you're playing the way I play, I like to take a little time to do nice grinds like that, because I like to pick up just enough experience that before I go and do my work, go and fight all the fiends, the first level fiends, I have the levels on me that I can just steamroll the game, basically. I like to take my fighter to 24 or my black belt to 32, and I don't want to stop the second I start doing clearance. Shadow, though, is famous at this point for going into Topher chronically underleveled. So her saying I'm 17 is actually her going, I'm 3 levels higher than I normally am at this point. So for her, I can see it.
Ooh, Grey Worms, top right. Cyrnus just got thundered and is getting ravaged by those Grey Worms.
Yeah,
That's
those Grey Worms saw him and said, get wrecked.
And I believe that was the red dragon tile or the Agama tile. So he was almost about to get the volcano incentivized the incentivized key item, and unfortunately, they said not today, Cyrnus.
No, that's an ugly tile right there. And knowing that it's there, I would hold off on doing volcano, and I would pray I go find something else that might be useful to me, like a third eye grind.
I just realized that in Canaria Castle there was a gold bracelet that was available in this locked. So it's a loaded area here.
It is. But it earns the right to be called the treasury.
He reset out. Spells have reset out of the Masa, the shield that was there, the gold bracelets.
Wow.
I think he's gonna kick himself here.
That is just crazy.
I mean, oh, never mind. He's going with a 3-man party. Okay, so he's already got the katana.
I almost wonder if he's doing a 2-man party, but...
Wait, that didn't look like a katana.
No, that's the giant sword, isn't it?
Yeah, that's something else. Okay, so Spellzap is, I think he's gone crazy? I think he's trolling us at this point. Or let's be honest here. He was tag team co-op champion, okay? Him and Danny. So we already know he's a really good player. Is he just so ahead of us with these Galaxy Brain plays that we just can't comprehend this? I'm starting to feel that it really is. I mean, I'm really hoping that that's what it is, because I gotta admit, I'm kind of blown away by it, but that's what he's going with. We got 2 people in Volcano here, Cyrnus on the right, Ale Market on the bottom right. Shadow Wisher's kind of hanging out in the airship right now. What's she up to? Looks like level 3 and 4 magic, getting that ninja that she's got some spells. Spellzap's about to find the 3-eye tile. Let's see how long he hangs out. Probably not for very long. I don't expect. He's already level 17-ish. Maybe take it for a couple levels, like kind of what we suggested Shadow do, just to get some levels. Yeah. And then leave. Yeah, especially with the war mech that's available.
I mean, but it all depends on the party comp he wants and what he's doing. He said he has 3 alive instead of 4. He's going to get better experience off the 3 he cares about, and that might 3 may even be too high for him. Who knows?
Agreed. And I it's just one of those things where the important thing is are you planning on taking on a war mech? Because if you're going to take on the war mech, that could give you up towards like 5-6 levels. But we find out the eyes have Blizzard, so they're no longer as easy as we initially thought.
No, they're no longer quite as fun. But that was 13,000 experience off of them. Even with Blizzard, that still gives me pause.
I mean, he's already level 23. These enemies only...
Yeah. Well, bear in mind, you just said he's level 17, and then he got 13,000 experience, so now he's only level 23. I'd take one more. Just take one more.
And that's what he's doing.
Uh-huh. That's too good. It's too good to pass up. You Bane them all 3, because Bane seems to be working. Or it was. There it goes.
Bane does a decent amount. The eyes have a decently low enough MDef where you can make use of Bane and, that kind of stuff. The Blizzard is going to hurt. Hopefully we'll kill it here. Oh, well. They actually have a decent amount of Absorb, as that Ninja didn't do very much damage.
No. But that Bane Sword is very useful for this. It's a good thing it was lurking there.
It really is. It helped out immensely.
And now he's level 26. See, that was good math there. 2 fights.
2 fights, level 26, looking pretty good there. And that's another thing that helps out him against, Cyrnus with the black belts is Cyrus hasn't found like a grind tile to really, grind it out, if you want to say, to get those black belts in a useful level.
Yeah, and the thing is, for his black belts, those 3 eyes are not a good one. Because they're going to be racking up too much damage too quickly for a black belt to be able to get a good solo or duo grind in there. Great experience, but you don't want to go without people casting Bane or whatever because it's just not worth it. Like, it's good for the other party members. I don't think I'd do it if I was in Cyranus' shoes.
Now, this is interesting here. Spells. Okay, so top right, Cyrus about to take on Carrie. Got the chime from the incentivized location.
Nice.
Ale Markin's about to be following him. So Carrie's going to be pulled by both of our runners here on the right-hand side. On the left, Spellzap is going towards Kraken side. Ooh.
I don't hate this. I mean, Spellzap has the levels at this point and the buffs that I think Kraken is doable, especially with how much Bane he's throwing around. I know the Kraken's slightly more susceptible to Brack than Bane, but you got 3 casts of Bane. Just cast it and see what happens.
Carrie takes revenge, takes out Dead, takes out Red.
Oof.
But gets taken out on the second turn.
Mm-hmm.
So, Cyrnus, 1 orb lead.
And Cyrnus,
right behind him. El Markin right behind him. Wow!
The amount of experience that's getting thrown around, even on just a Fiend 1, Cyrnus managed to pick up 3 levels on each of his 2 black belts, because they were 15, they're now 18. And I wanted to mention this because it ties into a question we got into chat from X, asking why is he leaving a character dead in reference to Spellzap that we were talking about. Experience in this game, as with most Final Fantasy games, is shared between the living party members. So if you have a character who's dead, all the experience they would get is divided equally among the other living party members. That's why you'll sometimes see people kill off all but one of their characters and then go into a grind with a solo character, because that's 4 times the experience being dumped onto a single person. They level up much faster.
Yes, that's exactly. Sorry about that, Durenda. I did notice it earlier, and I kind of got caught up with a couple things that were going on. So I apologize. And Dark Noon did bring up, mentioned everything that kind of happens, or the reason why some people leave a character dead is because of that. The only downside sometimes is on tough fiends like a Kraken and stuff like that, you don't have enough meat shields to be able to take those hits. And
yeah, I'll go ahead and solo certain fiends like Carry 1, Lit 1, depending upon my levels. I will not solo Kraken 1. That's asking for.
Kraken on your bottom left, cast Lit 2, essentially a free spell, but it's going to hurt because we don't have a whole lot of ribbons at this point. Scimitar hit for 2 hits, 2 damage. Spellzap, I believe, is trying to use the lower level weapons to prove that they are powerful. Bane, unfortunately, not working, and Kraken is cast fast. So the butt clenching by Spellzap is probably really set right now.
Yeah, clench up, because that's going to hurt.
Okay,
there it goes. Meanwhile, we got the cube. Yeah, he takes out Kraken. We also have the cube lurking over the vampire chest in Earth Cave. Want to make sure we got that mentioned before we moved on to.
You're absolutely right, and that's important there because, like we said, Sky is loaded experience-wise. It's the highest experience per mobs, essentially, that we can go to outside of Temple of Fiends Revisited. But we also have the War Mech, the Robot Chicken, who is patrolling. So we have access to him if we can find him instead of trying to find him randomly in the encounter table.
So we have 3 characters. I think... Oh yeah, Shadow's finishing this up right now. We have 3 players who each have at least 1 fiend taken out, and Ale's about to go do his second one right here. You can see we're in 24 minutes in, and we're already into the let's kill all the fiends phase. This is just how fast this is going to go.
Ooh, Lich with the blizzard.
Yeah.
Right?
Look at you, Lich. I mean, you can't take the second round, but still, good for you.
Good for you. Shadow Wisher about to pick up her shot. Oh, no. I thought she was in that trap tile, but she's still in the Agama floor. Spellzap is marching his way, gonna hang out with Shadow Wisher here. But Shadow Wisher leaves. Interesting. Oh, she probably ran out of camping equipment. Yep, looks like it. So we're gonna see
she does
what.
have her own character down, if you note. She's got a character that's stoned right now, using that for the free kill. And stoning is nice to have because that's a life cast that you can easily do later, or you can just call me out on it and immediately unstone your character. Okay.
And as you,
thanks for that.
I mean, as you see here, Ailmarkin got the chime, got the cube, goes instantly to Sky. He's not doing the C. Now, for Spells App, he went to C because he had access to it, and it's generally the second most experience you can gain while you're traveling towards a fiend, so that was a good call by him.
This ensures that if Ale takes packs, and he had to take that Cerberus pack, he's going to get levels. I mean, look at that. He's already level 28 on his 3-man party. That is just sick at 25 minutes in.
Yeah, he's essentially caught up to what Spells App did for those couple of fights, and is probably a little bit closer to entering in Temple of Fiends Revisited. But he's also rocking only 3 players, so he gets only those experiences. So those 3-man parties should have more experience. I mean, I guess Spells App only is rocking 3 also, but
it's the risk versus reward again, and I feel like Ales is a safer party. Especially because Canaria had all those awesome swords. He's got 3 characters rocking 3 swords. 2 of them are really solid magic casters. One of them's a fighter, so you know he's just buffed all to heck. There's nothing to worry about here.
Spells App making an interesting play here, unless what he's going to do is he's going to hit. Okay, so he didn't gain the incentive, or he didn't talk to the incentivized location here with the red dragon. He goes and fights Carrie. Oh, he did?
I thought he got the chime.
Oh, okay, maybe I missed it. I thought he went right down.
It's not like there isn't 4 different screens going on here.
It's true. I just know that the gray worms were kind of annoying, so I didn't see any annoyance on his screen. Now, see, Cyrnus went to Sea Shrine, and Ale went to Sky. Looks like nobody took on our robot chicken, though, unfortunately.
It's a sad one, but, I mean, at this point, do they even really need the experience? It's crazy. I know for most of our players, they're going to be feeling the pressure already, because, this is basically Chaos Rush by a different name.
Yeah.
And Ailmarkin gets the bane.
It makes it easy. He is... Yeah. He's a cracking away from, and yep, he does have the chance. So Spells App did check it.
Yeah, it's interesting because they have to do key item checks here to get the various things they need to be able to go into the dungeons and fight the fiends. If you played standard Chaos Rush, you're able to go into Temple of Fiends immediately, but the whole goal is to find the equipment and the spells you need, and then level up enough that you can go fight the fiends. Here, the leveling is taken care of for you because you have to go dip the dungeons. I feel like this Chaos Rampage is essentially as fast as Chaos Rush, just because half the stuff you have to take care of normally you're doing because you're forced to.
So the original Chaos Rush is a lot less traveling of sorts. It's more of just checking trap tiles, and then you kind of just went, essentially.
And I know you can get Chaos Rush seeds that are 15, 20 minutes, but still, this doesn't feel that slow.
Oh, no. This is definitely a very... I enjoy this the version of the Chaos Rush, just because, you kind of have a little more options that you need to do.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. There's a little bit of depth to it. Just a little.
Yeah, exactly. And it's interesting. Oh my goodness. Ailmarkin just finds the metal slime tile. I don't think he really needs it at this point, but
Oh, why not? If you can get through it, it's free experience. I don't know that I'd turn it down. I'd like it.
I don't think he actually has any spells to kill them. He doesn't have the fire. He doesn't have any fire spells, so these metal slimes are
A little resistant, but they're not doing a lot of damage.
And a worm tile for Spell Zap has been found. Wow. These trap tiles are crazy good that we found so far.
These are fantastic trap. And Ale runs away.
I think Spell Zap's trying to show off how much damage this low-level sword can do here.
It's amusing to me. I'm enjoying.
10 hits for 941.
That's hysterical. That's not the Vorpal, is it?
No, that is a scimitar, I believe.
He just wants to be able to say he won with the scimitar, doesn't he?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I didn't think he was going to do it, but here we are. So Elmarkin's going to be taking on Kraken here. Going to be probably our first one in Temple of Fiends.
No doubt.
Visited.
He's taken his pretty secure party, and he's been just blasting through this seed. He got everything he needed. He's got the equipment he's doing. As long as Kraken doesn't decide to give all three of his party members a whack-in in order, and Ink isn't gonna scare him at all, he should have this fight in the bag.
Uh-oh. Spells up in danger here.
Oh no!
Danny's down.
Oh! That's not good.
Kraken's down. Elmarkin is in go mode. He is going to be entering in Temple of Fiends Revisited here very shortly. Cyrannus is going to be right behind him. Got to make his way over to Tiamat, take on Tiamat, get that last Warblet.
I am digging this. I like how Ale has played this whole season.
He's playing to win. He's not messing around. I mean...
He is turning in that TNT. I think he's hoping it's the other good loose item that's in there. But no, it was the 93 gold Zonk.
Zonk.
Wah, 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 wah.
He's checking some chests. I'm kind of interested by this. I don't know what he's looking for.
We got a silver sword. That's not really great, but he got one.
I was gonna say you got the Masa at this point with a knight. What are you gonna use with a silver?
Maybe he was just hoping for a better shield or dragon or something, just to give him that slight edge.
Now, one thing that we should point out for everybody out there: the treasures are high, which means you're not guaranteed any of the vanilla items.
Yeah, they are randomized.
Yeah. So, as Lich 2 has been pulled and dead.
Yeah, Lich 2 is the first of the two tiles off to the left that they're going to have to fight. Lich 2 was nothing. Kraken 2. Interesting. What does Kraken 2 have for us today?
Ooh, that was a big
power.
hit.
That was power right there.
The swing back for 637 puts Kraken in a dangerous position.
Oof.
Kraken 2's down. We're about to see a chaos pull here, everybody. Elmarkin going for the
32.
win. Yeah,
level 32 for this is at the scaling levels we have is very powerful.
He makes sure to move that ribbon over to that knight. Doesn't want chaos to instantly kill.
And puts the Malzamoon on. That's smart. About the only thing I contest is that he didn't move his fighter down to be in the third slot just in case.
And that's exactly why right there. That was a big hit by chaos. 212 damage.
Yeah. It's just, if you get your fighter buffed enough with any kind of defense, which hopefully he has ruse, you can get Chaos into a memory loop and just be able to go whacking away with your sword and not have to worry so much. But he's deciding just to do it this way, and it's working so far. I can't necessarily blame him.
More tempers, more tempers. Big hit for 1,000 damage. Chaos says, I'm not going down yet.
Not yet. Chaos has some fight in him. Chaos has some health on him.
Oh,
Chaos is dead.
Back to back, 1,000 damages. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right, A-Gimp. This is a Chaos Rush type of thing.
Chaos Rampage.
Yeah, Chaos Rampage type of thing. And Cyrannus has gone to the right-hand side of the split in the short Topher. Tiamat is over there.
So we're looking around. Spell Zap is trying to get his third crystal going. Shadow is trying to get her second. And Cyranus is pulling the Fiends at the right side of Temple of Fiends to try and finish this one out. I will see if Ale wants to come in for an interview. Looks like he might be ready. Ale! GG's, good sir.
Thank you.
So what'd you think of that?
I was just following the breadcrumbs, man. It was, I don't know. I was hoping for something other than ice spells for low level, like any kind of sweepers. But hey, it worked, so.
What? You mean you didn't like casting all those ice spells against the metal slimes?
I didn't even intend to take that fight, so I just wanted to pop into that room real quick and check that bottom right chest. Just because I think it's only, 2 or 3 steps out of the way. And I've been having issues with the controller I'm using, to where sometimes it's a little loose. I'll try and go up, but it'll kick me left instead. So if you watch it, I walk up there, I hit the chest and look right, then I walk up again. So I'm sitting there, I'm like, okay, well, I know Bane's not going to do anything. Let me just throw some ice 3s at him, see if it does anything. And it didn't. So eventually I just ran and was like, let me just check this chest and go.
That makes sense.
So
Chaos actually had a little bit of absorb. I just saw 11 hits for 84 damage. That's not so nice to see.
no, it's not really. Cyrnus gonna have a little bit of a hard time trying to kill Chaos. Spells Up, unfortunately, I believe tried to enter in Topher without having the last orb lit, so gotta make his way over to the floating castle. Cyrnus defeats Chaos for second place.
Yeah, he had 2 back-to-back hits for over 1,200 damage. That's enough to take care of that right there.
So, definitely very quick by El Markin. Followed the breadcrumbs. Used that 3-party comp that he had to full effect. I don't think he actually seen a whole lot of tiles besides that metal slime tile that he basically didn't have to take because he was already high enough level anyways. So
Yeah, I saw the Agama tile and Volcano that was the mud golems and sorcerers. And I thought about grinding there, but it kicked me up enough to where I just did the one and was like, okay, I'll face another one checking the chest and that'll be it.
Cyrnus, GG's, nice second place right there.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much with this flag set, I really love this flag set. But from the 30-minute mark on, I'm just waiting for someone to done because I know it's coming.
It was interesting because El Markin, actually, you two, there really wasn't very many grinds at all because we got the early, the Garland, the Pirates killed, and then we had Astos killed. So we were already almost double digits before we even gone anywhere, which is amazing to have at the beginning. If you can get that crown and take on Astos, you're in the lower double digits already, which is amazing. And then from there, you guys were just able to just follow the breadcrumbs, as El Markin has pointed out, and you guys are done.
Yeah, we were able to skip a lot of stuff, thankfully.
Now, I'm a little disappointed by you two. No Warmac chicken fights. You guys couldn't search around for it? Where was my Warmac?
You gotta go fast. I mean, if I had seen him, I'd have fought him.
I sent him over to Spells App, so we'll see if he shows up in his bridge or not.
He's actually patrolling.
So he'll be on the.
Didn't even notice that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. We were wondering whether or not you guys had intentionally didn't grind because you're like, okay, if we see Warmac or look for Warmac real quick, we'll just take that fight, gain like 10 levels, and then we're good to go.
There's no time to grind. You gotta just kind of walk and go. We were kind of at a loss for sweepers early.
A bit, yeah. Yeah, Ice 3 was like the best sweeper you guys managed to find.
I mean, I'd seen a cake spell that was available. Y'all didn't want to use cake?
I didn't want to gamble that much.
That's fair. Tiamat on the bottom left here by Spells App here. Having quite the battle with Tiamat because Bane refuses to hit, so this is a bit awkward for him.
And
More
Bane
Bane
is-
charges.
Thing he
There
wants
it
to
is.
cast. Yeah.
That is a level 36 party by Spellzap here. Now, to be honest, he is using a scimitar for his ninja. So,
Yeah, he threw away the Masamune. He didn't care.
yeah, he reset out of the Masa and said, I got a better sword.
I got the best sword in the game. I got a scimitar.
That's right.
Love it. And the thing is, Shadow is not actually all that far behind. She only has one more dungeon to do, and it's Sky. And let's be honest, if you're go-moding Sky, Sky is one of the fastest in the whole game.
Oh, he has a curved sword. Wout has pointed out it's a curved sword. Wout, our tracker over here, backseat commentating. We really appreciate it. Wout, thank you.
So, Spellzap goes right side, gets Tiamat, decides no.
You really don't want to fight a Tiamat to generally I would say higher absorb than most other things, more annoying to try and kill in a timely manner. Kraken generally is a glass cannon in most cases, so either she kills you real quick or you kill her real quick.
So goes to the left side, takes on Lich. Lich is like, your scimitar makes me laugh.
I don't even think he has any.
Scimitar makes me laugh.
I don't even think he has anything equipped on that ninja now. Is that a? Oh, okay, there it is. I actually seen the weapon sprite. 10 hits for 83 damage. That scimitar real doing damage.
It's cranking that out. He better save some of those tempers though, because he's got 2 more boss fights to get through.
I'm really hoping Lich just punishes him. A couple new casts or something.
That would be funny. Would be so funny.
Whoa!
There
10
it goes.
hits! 892, heyo! That's the damage we were looking for.
So Ale and Seer, while we're watching him go and have to take on this Kraken, how did you feel about the experience in this? Like, this is a crazy kind of experience that you get. What are your thoughts?
It really is. Like I said, this was one of my favorite flag sets when it showed up the last week, and it's just wonderful. It's fast, it's simple.
Yeah, I don't remember if it was you, Dark Moon, or if it was Dengwu who pointed it out earlier, but after you kill Garland, after you kill the pirates, after you kill Astos, you're already, what, level 11, level 12?
That was Deng, yeah.
Yeah, so at that point, you know, it's just kind of a walking grind. Like, if you see a fight, if it's decent XP, take it. If it's just going to be a waste of your time because, you know, you hit 8 metal slimes and you didn't mean to, you know, just run if you can. And that point, you're still going to find other fights along the way.
Yeah, and as we pointed out there, Kraken almost punishes Spellzap for his hubris with his scimitar play. Low roll, luckily, on that red mage, so we can life 2 all of his light warriors. But being really active with that nuke almost cost him.
It was exactly what he needed. He needed the luck of being able to just keep his one warrior alive that could actually do everything for him. That was, yeah, quite interesting. We also have off-stream Leggy Starscream coming in 3rd place in this flag set with a 43-13. They seem very happy with this for not reading the flags until after they joined.
Well, yeah, exactly. Well, that's one of the weirdest things about this is poor Black Belt gets annihilated, but the scimitar does 1100 damage in return.
I'm loving scimitar strats. These are crazy.
Uh-oh, Zap comes out.
Oh, Sif is the one that he needs survives.
Oh my.
1300 damage with a scimitar.
Okay, GG to Spellzap there for 4th place. The scimitar once again proving that it is greater than the Masa. It actually was critting.
Ask him about that the second he joins, because that's hysterical.
It was actually critting a good amount too.
It was.
That was actually quite entertaining because I think it at least crit at least once or twice every single time. That was
hysterical.
Not as good as the cat claw though. That's true.
Oh man, that is some funny strats right there though. I love how that worked. And Shadow is right behind him. I know Spellzap was goofing and doing some fun stuff, but I mean, she's doing really well. She's keeping up nicely with all of this. Spell, you with us? Maybe not. He'll come around when he's ready.
I mean, look, when you come into, a Temple of Fiends Revisited, and all you have is a scimitar, you could come in with that swagger that, Spellzap has, and realize how much damage that weapon was doing. So for that, Spellzap, we approve.
We applaud what you just did right there. That is so crazy.
Hello, everybody.
Hello! So we both have to ask you, scimitars, huh?
Yeah, so what I wanted to do was try out some new strategies. Some dang strats, if you will. And you can't just practice them. You got to do them in a race, right? To really stretch them out and really figure out how they work. So
Okay.
my thought there was, okay, I can run fast with the ninjas, and I don't have, maybe you hit a seed where you don't have a lot of gear. So I wanted to try that out.
Just see what you can do with a little, huh?
That's right.
So how'd you feel then? I mean, are you part of, as Shadow Wisher has finished at 46-17, so GG to her also.
GG's indeed.
That was a pretty quick kill. It happens when you're using a katana and a masa. But Spellzap, I have to ask, are you now on my team there,
What team's that? Team Dengstrats?
Yeah, that's right.
Oh yeah, no, I've been on Team Dengstrat since the beginning.
Excellent. That's what I like to hear. You hear I am slowly taking over all the top runners. I'm going to slowly convert them over to my way of thinking.
It's a weird and strange land, and it makes you a lot worse at the game, if I'm being honest.
But it's fun, though. That's the important part.
That is the important part. It is a lot of fun.
Shadow, GG's, we got you in here as well. You did really well. How do you feel about that?
Like I shouldn't have dug out Volcano like I did.
I mean, I was wondering about that. Have you raced these flags before?
I have. I had a bit of a brain fart is what happened, I think.
I've been there. Trust me, that happens sometimes. But even with that, you still finished in, just around 45 minutes. That was a great...
Oh yeah, it's better than when I ran it before.
So everyone, any other thoughts? Anything you guys want to comment?
I guess we'll point out to Ale Markin, the winner of this. Anything you kind of want to comment on or talk about for this seed real quick? Final thoughts?
Yes.
I mean, when we had these flag sets 2 weeks ago for the Ducky seeds, I thought they were a lot of fun. I haven't quite dipped into the Chaos Rush flag set yet, but I think this is pretty comparable to it. I think it's fun because it gives you it gives me routing practice. Here's your places. You don't have to worry about grinding and finding things for the most part. It's just get up and go and get it done.
I would agree with you 100% on that. That's exactly what it does because, you have a certain amount of incentive locations and you don't have any loose items, but you have a zonk location. So all you got to do is just, you go to each of the locations, you practice, choosing the high experience fights, which you need to do anyways in a general race anyways. And you take those fights as you're going, you check the incentive location, you make your decisions on what you want to do, and what you and Cyrnus did, Ale, is exactly that. You guys ran it and ran it well. Cyrnus, anything on your end?
No, not really. I obviously wasn't watching at first. I'm kind of curious. What team was Ale?
Ale rocked a knight with double red, I believe. Right, Ale?
Yeah, and then up near Cardi Isles, the thief got killed off, and I just decided not to bring him back.
Okay.
3-man strats. Got it.
So it was actually interesting because with you, Cyrnus, you went double black belt, double red. Spellzap went double thief, red black. And one of the things that we had pointed out was the difference of equipment needed. But then once we found that Masa early, we were like, okay, Spellzap now is going to be able to not have to check as many chests because we have an early Masa. But then he says, you know what? I don't even need to check chests anyways. I got a scimitar I bought at a weapon shop. So once again, the commentaries are proven wrong, and we move.
Well, and the thing is, like, I appreciate the security of the double black belt flags. Like, for something like this, when you can get up to 32 without even trying, I feel like your black belts are going to be able to really rock out in Topher and not have to care. But Spellzap managed to prove something that I think we all need to learn, which is any weapon in the right hands can be deadly.
You're exactly right. You know, any weapon can work. It's just you have to have enough time to be able to buff them up, and the enemies have to be nice. You know, the Kraken 2 almost punished Spellzap, but at the same time, he was able to get the job done. So hey, it worked.
Yeah.
Shadow Wisher, anything you kind of want to say any last words or anything like that?
Not really. It was a fun run, even if I had my little brain fart and not remembering there was no loose.
It
happens. It's nothing to beat yourself up over.
Oh no, I'm not. It's just
Yeah.
funny.
Still a good time. I think probably a better time than I'd be able to put it on this particular set. I know my limitations. So, well, I think with that at this point, Dang, do you want to take us on out of here?
Yeah, you know, I mean, on behalf of my broadcast partner, Dark Moon X, who also helps us out for our race, or the Road to SG Live that happens on Fridays at 10 o'clock Eastern Time. So you guys should come hang out with us over there on the Speed Gaming Family Network. It's around 10 p.m. Eastern Time on Friday, where Caleb and I will race against each other for a marathon that's happening. It's a race to the death. Caleb has been recently beating me, and but I'm about to turn the tables here. I'm actually going to be learning from the top pros like Spellzap how he learned from me on how to be a bad runner. I'm gonna actually learn how to be a good runner. So hopefully on Friday I'll be able to turn the tables and win that one. But on behalf of Dark Moon, the FFR community and stuff like that, thank you for coming out to watch this very quick seed here, showcase, if you want to say, of what the randomizer can do. I put a couple links up to our Discord and stuff like that, so come join us. We have a lot of fun. A lot of people are nice and and helpful. So thank you for coming out. Y'all have a good night. Thank you.
Make sure you follow the runners, Shadow Wisher, Serenus, Spellzap, and Ale. Make sure you follow our commentary crew, myself, Dangwu, and Woat on tracking. And of course, if you're feeling like it, give Speed Gaming a follow for all of their channels. They have been so supportive of us. They're such a great crew. We really appreciate what he does. And good night.